since the entire Shekol Hanes, the entire miraculous events of Purim happened al yidei yayin, through by means of wine. There was the drinking party in the beginning of the book. There was the drinking party that Esther throws, and finally has the book has its culmination. So therefore, the people are required to do some kind of drinking. It's well known.
I'm finding it really fascinating. Two things. One, obviously, he doesn't mention the exact language of Rava, who in the Talmud is obligating people, which then gets just copied in the Shulchan Aruch. He actually, so he does talk about getting drunk and drinking, but he doesn't use that exact language, which is interesting. But more, what I'm deeply fascinated,
sharp eye, very sharp eye.
Thank you. But what I'm deeply fascinated here is the framing and providing a reason behind the getting drunk. So he says, all the whole entire niece, the whole Purim miracle story. It was the wine that, at the drinking party of Vashti stuff, and Esther and hers, and Haman came down because of wine. Wine, which literally it's sort of a nice little one-line summary of the book of Esther. Just wine. And then he says, "V'lachein chivu chachamim lishtaker," and therefore the sages required or obligated people to get drunk. So that's sort of his summary, but he says there's a reason, and it's because of the background of the book of Esther. So I really enjoyed that framing, that there's meaning, that we're doing this because of what happened, and the sages obligate us to do this.
Right. That's excellent point. And he doesn't say the normal language of Hayyei Adam, if Persume
Bepuria Ad lo
Yada. Right, Ad lo Yada, which is, I don't want to say dangerous language, but it's like you're a little bit asking for trouble just to go around telling people until they don't know the difference between the good and the bad.
And I think Rava knew that.
Right. And then he says, Lefachos lishtos yoser me hargalo, or more than you ordinarily would drink. You have a regular intake, and it's whatever, a nice shot in the evening, or 3 fingers, or I don't know what one's normal.
Right. So that's what I find deeply fascinating. He says the sages obligate us to get drunk, but at the very least, so he provides an out, sort of more lenient perspective of, if you're not going to actually get drunk and go all the way, then at least more than you're used to drinking, which is, he provides a spectrum there, which is a nice little leniency.
Lizkor hanei sagado. Right. In order that you remember the great, like you were part of it. You were like involved. You it's the amnam. But then he gives the strong, like the good voice. The Moed Tzedek, the righteous guy that you would want to tell you the right thing. He says, Amnam, however, hayadua be'atzma. If a person knows about themselves, she'll zalzel oz, when you're under the influence, you're going to mizalzel, you're going to show contempt for it. You're not going to be appropriate with regard to a mitzvah or a mina mitzvah. So any mitzvah like Mesilas Yadayim, a bracha, you're just going to slip up. Birkas Hamazon, we saw that earlier. You want to bench before you get too intoxicated. Oshalo yispalo mincha, mariv, it's going to ruin your whole davening routine. Oshiinho kalas rosh, what got into him? He's acting crazy, like you're acting with a light head, which is, the rabbis really hated that. That's frivolity, or lack of seriousness. You can find very strong statements. Mutav shlo yishtacher. You shouldn't even. It's better you don't get. If you know about yourself, you shouldn't mess with it. Right. It's not your day.
It's cute because then he finishes off the full masav you l'shem shamayim. All your actions should be for heaven's sake. Although I will point out, look, you pointed out that he already wrote Birkat Hamazon. Yes, you should do it before you get drunk, but you can still do it while you're drunk. I mean, that's so. But it is interesting about the obviously praying can often be a casualty of Purim-Drinking, but I do like this sort of balancing act that he's trying to accomplish here. That you should get drunk, but at least a little bit more, and then be careful. He's like, maybe just try not to mess everything else up. But it's gonna happen. I mean, it's a very interesting gray area.
And again, I think he's kind of talking to normal people that we know. That's a little bit of taste of liquor, a little taste of liquor in the Hayyei Adam.